there seems to be a hidden monster currently in the Fortnite storyline, one who is within the oathbound itself. So just like always, it's time to find out who this monster is, what will its role in the storyline be, and everything there is to know or predict. Let's begin with what we know for sure about it. This monster seems to be a shadow being, or maybe even a shadow ruler who darkness is parts of its energy, making a for sure connection with it and the nothing and less reality. The shadow being has even chosen a vessel to share its energy with, and that being this character. She is a mega reality girl who doesn't really want to have this darkness within her, and she tells us how the energy comes from a being called Umbra. So for now we have discovered that this shadow being should be named Umbra, but there is more. Umbra has also shown up within a loading screen reaching into these two characters. These are new oathbound members, Princess Lexa and Prince Oren. You can see on the sides how the shadow of this character is taking over the whole room, proving how this should be the shadow being or Umbra itself. But there is a lot to go through here. First is how the description of this loading screen brings up whether if the shadow being is a friend or a foe. So because of that, let's take this as a chance that the shadow Umbra is a friend and not a foe. Umbra is exactly standing near Ageless's throne, which in a Stellan's loading screen we can see how he actually is sitting on the same throne there. So this maybe could be a Stellan himself. Well, time to find out. In season 1 we learned how a Stellan or the Rift Warden was sent to the oathbound with nothing. So right there we figure out the connection from him to the nothing and darkness, while also maybe how he's not from this reality. Then in the same season, sages call a Stellan a beautiful monster enabled by the hubris of a champion. That to me sounds like there is a beautiful monster within a Stellan himself, which the champion is needed for enabling this monster or activating it. Now in this season, when a Sloan talks with a Stellan, she tells them how a Sloan exactly knows what a Stellan is, even if he doesn't remember himself, bringing up a question to me of why does a Stellan have memory loss? The only two answers I could make up to that were one, if he's a snapshot and not the real Stellan, so he's missing some of the memories, or the other, something has happened to him or something is controlling a Stellan, and once it takes over, a Stellan will not be himself anymore, therefore not even having a memory of what his body has done once it takes over. And now the big reveal is how Lexa tells a Stellan how the sages were right about him, meaning that the Stellan being the beautiful monster is the truth. Now think about it, what did Lexa just go through? She met a shadowy monster figure in the Ageless throne room, a place we have only seen two people in it, one being the Ageless and the other a Stellan himself. This loading screen shows us a past experience Lexa has gone through once coming here. Then her being an NPC shows us how Lexa survived this moment, having memories of it. So basically what I mean is Lexa saw this monster and asking it whether it's a foe or a friend, and the shadow monster turned into being a Stellan itself, therefore a foe, and turning what the sages said about a Stellan become truth, him being the beautiful monster. Don't forget how also a Stellan has been having direct connections to nothing himself, then nothing being able to haunt his dreams and speak to him, and then a Stellan told us how the refined kinetic ore is what allowed the nothing to haunt him once more. Once more meaning that this same thing has happened in the past too. So as the sages say, this beautiful monster within a Stellan himself being a shadow Umbra needs to be enabled once more. This monster is asleep within him and the champion or ageless is needed to wake this shadow being up. Why the ageless is needed for awakening it could be because of how this champion currently owns the refined kinetic ore, and that the refined kinetic ore is what is needed to make the monster wake up, because the kinetic ore seems to have a lot of both darkness and light energies. Or the other choice is that the awakening is directly connected to Ageless itself, while Ageless is a snapshot of a one called Geno, and we have seen how Geno has a huge similarities to the Nothing. They both control a huge army with similar logos who are alter of each other in some ways, and both Geno and the Nothing follow perfection and order. What what if why ageless is needed to awaken the monster within a Stellan is because maybe there is a direct connection between nothing, Geno and ageless, all of them. Which that's a huge theory. I'm working on its own video for that one, so subscribe if you don't want to miss it. Now basically yeah, the shadow monster is named Umbra and it could very well be within a Stellan himself, being a shadow monster asleep within him. While either because of ageless, refined kinetic or the jungle itself, the monster within a Stellan has been awakened. The first people to see this shadow Umbra being these two siblings, and Umbra also choosing this girl as its vessel. But sadly, when I was editing the update video for the recent update, someone just came out of nowhere in Twitter and said the exact same theory as mine I'm saying in this video. That's being the lore approved. I still try to not read anything you said about this theory of how a Stellan is like the shadow monster, why and all his thread on the Twitter, all of this thing. I didn't read any of that because I tried to make this video original to what I thought about this theory. So basically everything I said this video is all of the things I discovered myself. I didn't check the tweet. It might say the same things as me, it might not. I have no idea. For now, click on this video on your screen for some huge Fortnite secrets you need to know of.